What's up, y'all? We are back. This is episode 6 of the San Diego Padres Out of the Park Baseball 25 series. We're here, playoffs finally. Hopefully this episode, if things go poorly in the playoffs, we'll go into the offseason. If not, depending on how long the episode is, we'll go into the offseason. If we get booed this first round, this episode's going to be like 5 minutes long. So yeah, that's kind of the plan with this one. Let's hop right into it. I mean, there's really not much to go over. Last episode, we recapped the regular season. We finished 92-70. We're playing the Chicago Cubs first round. I guess we would check out their team really quick, assuming there's no crashes, of course, because whenever I go to click on a team, the game crashes. Just like that. So, you know what? We're already started recording. Let's just go with it. That's literally what's happened every time when the game crashes. So should have to be aware and not do that, which is ridiculous because, don't have a click function if the game's going to crash when that happens. But it is what it is. While we load. Okay, never mind. Okay, so try to go a different way to check out the Cubs. There we go. So 87-75. They have a pretty good team, looks like. They have Luke Little as their closer. He had a good season. Really good arm. What's his history? 4th round pick in 2020. Okay. For some reason I thought he was a higher draft pick. But anyway, they are... Boy, it's been a while since I fired up a game. 5th in runs scored, 4th in runs against. So a really good team here. Not dissimilar to the Cubs in real life. They're off to a good start. I'm recording this on the 23rd of April. I think MLB just had them like 9th in their power rankings, or top 10 for sure. I like the Cubs too. They were definitely a team on my list. McAfee's popping up. Gotta get rid of that. Okay, so Pete Crow Armstrong at the top. Center fielder, great defense. Pretty respectable bat too. About league average in 79 games. Nico Horner, really solid second baseman. Again, league average with the bat, but a good defender. Ian Happ, above league average hitter. Looks like he was hurt for a bit of the year. He's their 3 hitter. Cody Bellinger playing right field. 110 WRC plus. So all these guys pretty, close to league average. Chris Morel, about league average as well. So their offense doesn't look terrifying on paper. Dansby Swanson's probably their best hitter. Overall stats on the year. Yeah, just a lot of really solid players. No one that really jumps off the page though. Rotation-wise, Justin Steele had an awesome season for them. 5.6 WAR, 3.32 ERA. He'll be starting game 1. Shota Imanaga, I think that's how you say his name, threw 215 innings. 124 ERA plus ball, 4.5 WAR. Awesome season for him. He's their 2 starter. And then Jameson Taillon will start game 3. Coming off a rough year, pretty similar to his 2023 with the Cubs. But yeah, he's their game 3 starter. I wonder who their other starters were. No way. Yeah, Domingo Germán did not really pitch much. Oh, who were their other starters this season? Kyle Hendricks, who is hurt. He blew out his elbow about 3 days ago. In a meaningless game against Cincinnati too, where he threw a total of 2 pitches and got hurt. That really sucks. Seiya Suzuki's out for 8 months. He was their best hitter on the season, looks like. Mark Leiter had a nice season for them. He'll be out. Yan Gomes, their backup catcher, probably. Looks like he started 60 games. Had a really nice year, too. But he's out. And then, yeah, that's about it. So we're running to a kind of bruised up Chicago Cubs team, but we are too. I mean, we're going to be without Xander Bogaerts for at least this series, probably the next series as well. And then nothing really else crazy. Kevin Kiermaier is still out. He's unknown. We're just going to keep him off the roster for now. I believe he's not on the roster. Yeah, we have Bryce Johnson, which is -1 WRC plus. Oh my God, Higashioka was so bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. Okay, but anyway, let's jump into it. Game 1, we'll sim into an elimination game. This is a 3-game series, so could run to the hat pretty quick. But Dylan Cease against Justin Steele, game 1. And we win 7-3. Big game. And it's like the Yankees and Blue Jays are both moving on. So a 7-3 victory. We score 6 runs in the first 2 frames. Huge game for Machado, 4 RBIs. Campusano drove in the other 2, or 2 more, and then Rosario drove in the other run. Not the best start from Cease, but really good job from the bullpen getting us through it. So game 1 is ours. We'll have Imanaga against Joe Musgrove in game 2. Looking to sweep the Cubs here with home field advantage. And we do 11-3 victory. How sweep it is, indeed. A couple of retirees in Double-A. So looks like another big game for Machado. Another 4 RBIs, man. 3 home runs, 8 RBIs in 2 games. Rosario. Oh my God, wait. There was a comment that told me how to pronounce Rosario. I'm finding it because I'm not going to screw it up. Thank you, MYK13. Eggy Rosario. Eggy Rosario. Thank you for the pronunciation. Really nice series from him, too. He drove in 5 runs. Hunter Renfroe drove in a pair as well. Musgrove, a pretty quality start. And then De Los Santos and Darvish close it out. So there we go. We sweep the Cubs in a 2-game set. And we'll have a few off days until we face St. Louis. And Kevin Kiermaier is good to go, so we can pull Bryce Johnson off the playoff roster. Add Kevin Kiermaier. And we'll have him platoon with Margot like they had done, and it worked out pretty well for us, I would say. We did face 2 lefties that series, so it wouldn't have mattered. Kiermaier wouldn't have played those 2 games anyway. But there we go. We're able to set up our rotation. So Cease will be good for game 2. We'll start Mike King in game 1. And then we'll do a 4-man rotation. We'll do King, Cease, should be good, Musgrove, and then Darvish. And then we'll have Brito out of the bullpen. We'll still run the 12 pitchers, 14 hitters. I think that worked out well. But yeah, we have off days too, so we should be perfectly fine. So we'll check out St. Louis, not by clicking on there. We'll go down here. I should save this as well. So just looking through the save screen, they are 4th in runs scored, 5th in runs against, so pretty much as good as the Cubs were. Although they won 97 games, so there you go. They have this guy, Victor Scott, who's never played a Major League game. He will be leading off for them this series. Lars Nootbaar, their 2-hitter. Then they have Jordan Walker coming off a really solid second season. After a pretty good rookie year, I would say. His WAR was 1.6 in this, calculated from last year, but I know his defense was so bad that he wound up pretty close to replacement level, if not worse. But he turned out pretty well. Had a good season. Nolan Gorman, their 4-hitter, sorry. Really solid season for him. Paul Goldschmidt had a good year. Not quite as good as MVP year, but better than his 2023. And then Nolan Arenado batting 8th. Wow. 122 WRC plus. So yeah, a really good offensive team, it looks like. Wilson Contreras had a good year. Brandon Crawford had a nice season for them. Tommy Edman was pretty good in utility roles. So they'll have Sonny Gray, Steven Matz, Alex Wood, and Takeo Roby. Never heard of him, but he had a nice about 20 innings up in the majors this season. They're without Lance Lynn. Didn't do too much for them this season. And Kyle Gibson, who looks like he pitched the entire year, had a good season, but unfortunately fractured his elbow just about a month ago. Also will be out without Giovanni Gallegos, longtime Cardinal bullpen arm, and then Paul Sewald, who they picked up at the deadline from Arizona. Had a really, really bad season overall. So, let's jump right into it. We will have Mike King on the mound for Game 1, Cease for Game 2, Musgrove for Game 3, Darvish for Game 4. We'll repeat that for Game 5, 6, and 7. Let's do it. Game 1, Gray against King. We lose 1-0. 1 run in the bottom of the 4th for St. Louis. We had 2 hits as a team from Merrill and Tatis. Mike King, a really good start, but a tough luck loss for him. Nothing really to talk about. The bats go ice cold against Sonny Gray. Game 2, Dylan Cease against Steven Matz. We lose 5-3, go down 2-0 in the series. Jordan Walker, huge game for them. Eggy Rosario, 3 hits, 2 RBIs for us. Machado drove in another run, but Cease, not a good start. He's had 2 pretty rough goes at it in his 2 playoff starts for us. So we'll have an off day to recover. We'll head to St. Louis for 2. It's a 5-game set. So this is actually an elimination game here. Yeah, let's jump into it. So, I think this lineup is good against the lefty Alex Wood. We'll have Musgrove on the mound, and everything else looks pretty good. Jackson Merrill will take a seat as Hunter Renfroe comes in. And that's pretty much it. Let's jump into it. I hope I have sound off. Just make sure before I get into it. I believe I do. I don't hear anything. Am I missing something? Game sound disabled. Okay, we're good. So we'll go to runners in scoring position. Okay, so 2 walks puts 2 guys on for Nolan Gorman, 1 out. And ground ball to second. Rosario to Kim turns a double play. Perfect. Is that Rosario at second? Yes, it is. All right, so we get out of the first. And 2 guys on for Hunter Renfroe. Machado at first, Rosario at second. And let's see what Renfroe can do. It looks like he's going to line a base hit to left field. It'll go to the corner. 1 run will score. Machado coming home. He'll score on a 2-run double from the left fielder. And Capusano up now, looking to drive in another run. Fly ball left field. Nothing going there. And Cronenworth here, the 6-hitter tonight. Ground ball up the middle, and that'll be it. So we get 2 runs. No biggie. It's a good inning. Absolutely. So Musgrove on the mound. And Goldschmidt's on quickly with a double. Nobody out. Ground ball to short. Kim makes the play. Goldschmidt to third. And Crawford against Musgrove. He's going to walk him. 3rd walk on the day. And he strikes out Arenado. So one out away from getting out of it. 1-1 count to Edman. Going to line a base hit into the corner. 1 run will score. Could be 2. Throw from the corner from Tatis. The run will score. Runner goes to third on the throw. So just like that, it's 2-2. As Tommy Edman ties it up with 2 outs. And Victor Scott, the rookie, grounds one to Rosario. Cannot make the play. The run will score. Just kidding. They made it look like he was going to get him. But the run does not score. It's 2-2. And Tatis drives in a run, is standing on third. And Rosario will come up. And he'll fly out. But we get a run on a Tatis triple, I would assume. And it's 3-2. Padres as we answer in the second. And Musgrove walks a 4th guy. He's up to 48 pitches. Something to monitor. Base hit up the middle for Jordan Walker. Run will score. Walker stays at first. So 3-3 game. This is an elimination game, so we can't screw around too much. I guess we'll go to... They're pretty well mixed, lefty and rightiness. So let's get both guys up. Ground ball to second. Let's see if we could spin it. Rosario for 1. Kim to first for 2. Good job getting out of the jam. 3-3 game, Machado to lead off. And we get nothing there. First and second, 1 out. Tommy Edman up. Top of the order coming up. This would be a good time to bring in a lefty if Edman... He's better against lefties, so... We'll let Musgrove go this batter, see what happens. He did have the double earlier, so he struck him out. Victor Scott comes up. 74 pitches for Musgrove. We're going to go to Jalen Beeks. So a disappointing start from Musgrove. Has to really labor. Keeps us in it. We're tied, so... You know, he didn't lose us this game, but... Things could quickly unravel, but Beeks gets a fly ball to center. Inning will end. 3-3 game after 3.5. So we get out of that inning. Our offense does nothing. So Beeks walks Nootbaar. And we'll keep him in. Sure, Estrada's good to go. 1-1 count to Walker. Runner's going. He'll get to second. 3-2 count. Base hit up the middle. Walker's destroyed us this game. Those singles up the middle. Margot fires home. Not going to get him. And it'll be a 4-3 ball game. Just like that. Fly ball center. Margot there. So let's get Estrada in for this part of the order. 2-2 count. You know, maybe we should have brought in Beeks there. I'm not sure. Maybe we could have went with Matsui, but... You know, Beeks didn't do too bad. You know, he gave up a run, but... Can't be perfect every time. So Margot will come up. It'll be Margot, Tatis, Rosario. And we get nothing there. All right, so we have first and second, nobody out for Tommy Edman. 1-1 count to him. Fly ball left center. And that's going to clear the fence. 3-run home run for Tommy Edman. And it is a 7-3 game. And we are very much in risk of being swept here against the Cardinals. Estrada gives up a big one. He's had a problem with the home run ball in the second half, so it's not too surprising. But, I mean, he has been one of our better relievers this season. Yeah, he gave 1.5 home runs per 9 this year. It was bound to happen, honestly. Gromwell to second. Rosario gets him out. See if he can get us through this inning. Okay. Let's go with De Los Santos. All right, so Alex Wood's still out there for him. It'll be Machado, Renfroe, Campusano. And we get nothing. De Los Santos gets out of the top of the 7th. And, I mean, I guess we'll roam Taylor Rogers, but this isn't looking too good for us. Cronenworth, Kim Pauly up. And, okay, we get a couple guys on, 1 out. Margot is up against the righty. This is where we go to the bench. Jackson Merrill will come in. Let's see what he can do. Ground ball to second. There's 1. Not going to get 2. So first and third, 2 outs for Tatis. 2-2 count to him. High pop-up. Arenado's there. And he makes the catch. So, 7-3 game. I'll put Merrill in center. Who really cares? He needs bat out there. So we'll bring in Rogers. Just sim the half inning. We'll give up a run. So it's 8-3. Not looking good. All right, so we have Hunter Renfroe on second. Let's get a pinch runner on for him. That's not even worth it. Campusano lines out to end the inning. So we'll go to the ninth. We'll bring in Go. Man, our bullpen's had a tough time out there, but we get out of the inning. And last chance for us. We have a guy on third, nobody out. Okay, that's something. Ha-Sung Kim is up. Fly ball, left field, shallow. Probably not going to get it done. And it doesn't. Graham Pauley up. Had a really good season. Fly ball center. Victor Scott's there. Cronenworth's going to tag and score, so we make it 8-4. And Jackson Merrill, last chance. And he's gonna get one over the shortstop's head. So Tatis up. Again, last chance. 3-0 count to him, and he walks him to bring up Rosario. Now, do we want Rosario here, or do we want someone else? He's had a good series. I think we just got to roll with him. Not too many other options on the bench. And Rosario ground to third, Arenado to second, and that'll end it and end our season. We're eliminated 3-0 in the NLDS. And, yeah, disappointing game. Musgrove did not give us a ton of length. Estrada, that home run is pretty killer. That made it a 7-3 game at the time. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. That was the absolute dagger. So I'm going to cut it here, and we'll come back in just a second with the offseason, and we'll go through that in this episode. Okay, so we're here, started the offseason. October 30th, 2024. I don't even know who won the World Series. I should probably look at that. We had Cleveland sweeping the World Series against the Rays. Oh, sorry, the wrong one. Let's see. Sorry. It's the League Championship Series. Where is the World Series? Oh, Los Angeles. Okay, so they won. Oh boy. Okay. New box score. Maybe this isn't in here. Okay, I have no idea how many games this was, but anyway, the Dodgers win the World Series. Not a huge surprise. Whatever. We'll move on. The thing I wanted to go through first is some firing and hiring stuff. So I went through our minor league system. I kind of just took out coaches that weren't good because there was a ton of them. A lot of them were like poor in everything. A lot of these pitching coaches, poor at teaching pitching, poor at development, whatever. So I went and fired them. I'm going to hire new guys. I didn't want to fire them at the beginning of the first season. That felt weird. So we're going to bring in some new guys. All the other guys I'm fine with keeping, mostly because I don't want to pay their salary for them to not be here. If they're good enough. As you can see, we're in a tough spot financially. Only have $9 million to spend at the moment. Team payroll of $174 or $174 million at the moment with a budget of $230. So we're going to figure out a way to kind of cut that down. We did have one thing happen, I guess. Ha-Sung Kim opted out of his contract. So he thinks he's going to test free agency. Obviously, he's not. He's still under control with arbitration. So we'll actually get him at a decent number, I think. We'll be able to get him at about $8 million, which is probably worth it for a guy of his stature. We'll save some money. We'll non-tender Nick Madrigal. That's an easy choice. Campusano will probably come back. He had an awesome season, actually. Yeah, he'll be back. Morejon's 50-50. He does have one more option year, so that's good. We'll probably keep him around then. De Los Santos was really good. It's a big price for for a reliever, though. Out of options, we'll look at him. Mike King will be back at that figure, and then Dylan Cease will be back, of course. Higashioka will let him go. Other guys, will be losing both of our center fielders, so we'll have to replace them somehow. Jesse Chavez, who pitched quite a bit for us. He pitched 14 innings, and then he got hurt. And then Jalen Beeks, also a free agent, who had a disappointing stint with us, but he's still an arm to replace in the bullpen. A bunch of minor league free agents we'll look at off camera and see who I want to bring back. I'll tell you right now, if Davey Garcia wants a minor league deal, he does not. I actually like Davey. We signed him as a minor league free agent halfway through the year. Actually, this is like August, so pretty deep into the year. Pitch a little bit in AA, a little bit in AAA. I like him. I don't think I'll bring him back on a major league deal, but he's someone to monitor if he slips through the cracks. So, create a short list. Free agent targets. We'll add him to that. Robert Perez is going to be a minor league free agent too. He's a guy I'd want to bring back. We'll offer him a minor league deal. He was a guy who was on the fringe of actually making our roster outright at the end of the year. I think mostly the other guys were good letting go. Moises Lugo, I like him. We'll offer him a minor league deal. He wants a major league contract. It sucks. Another guy, if he slips through the cracks, we'll give him a look. Cal Mitchell had a decent year in the minors, but he's not really a guy that I'm dying to bring back by any means. He would take a minor league deal, so we'll offer him that. Mason McCoy was good depth. Give him minor league deal. Besides that, I think I'm good letting all these other guys go. Okay, so the minor league or the international showcase was a little bit ago. We'll go through some guys we're looking at. So Gregorio Cedeno, pretty good defensive player, good bat, good upside. So I added him. Eddie Jimenez, just an arm that I liked. Jesus Gracia, not Garcia. Another guy who's got good defense, pretty good bat. Those are the types I usually like to go for. If you can play a bunch of different positions and play good defense and have a decent bat. Palmerios, I liked him. Alexis Carrasco, massive power upside. Can play some third base as well, theoretically. So he's another guy we added. David Luria, another guy with really big power upside, good defense. So, we'll probably only be able to get one of these guys if we want them. That's why I have some other guys with like under $500,000, under $200,000 demands. Like this reliever, looks pretty good. I don't love the pitch mix, but could be a reliever. Same story, a relief pitcher prospect. Alexis Espinal, low demand, but decent upside. And Jorge Salazar, a light-hitting contact bat who could play some corner outfield with a low demand. So those are my 10 guys. We'll continue to scout them as the offseason goes along. But I guess the big thing is trying out the development lab. Now that we're at the offseason, we can jump into this. So what do we want to target here? So we have 6 slots. From what I've deduced, you can do either one, you could throw a dart at a really long-term, like full offseason, try to, let's just use Joe Musgrove as an example. You know what, let's use someone we'd actually, Jackson Merrill. So, these 3 to 4 month ones are going to be like the really big improvements, like, increasing his gap power, increasing his plate discipline, stuff like that, quality of contact, all this stuff. But you could also do a couple different ones that are 4 to 5 weeks if you want to have someone learn a new position, stuff like that. So we'll have to figure that out. So guys that I'm definitely targeting are going to be, Jackson Merrill, maybe even Tatis, have him learn center field. That'd be sweet. So we don't have to do that. But we could also do that in spring training, so that's not a big deal. So Merrill's definitely a guy I'm targeting. Graham Pauley, another guy. I don't really know what I'd improve with him, though. He's pretty well-rounded, can play some defense at third. He's probably not going to have a path to third at any point either, so defense doesn't make any sense with him. But prospect-wise, definitely going to look at Ethan Salas, see how we can improve him. He raked at AAA at the end of the year, so he's knocking right on the door of the majors. His defense is already good enough to play up there right now. So he's a guy. Let's look at him. So what can we realistically try to improve with him to make him a better player? Do we just make him a slugger at catcher and try to increase the power a bit? Or do we make him more well-rounded hitter, increase his contact or his eye, or avoid Ks or something like that? Let's see, what does our scout project him as right now? Elite raw power, elite defensive catcher, above average contact potential. So maybe we go something more like contact-wise. So generate bat speed, quality of contact. Again, I'm not entirely sure how all these work. I haven't really done any research this year. I went through this once and saw how it worked. That's about it. His speed's already okay. Let's go quality of contact. See how that does. So some other guys to look at. Robbie Snelling, a guy who made it all the way up to AAA this season. I think he's another guy I would like to target. So his control is pretty middling, and his stamina is not great. So we can either go the stamina route or try to improve his control. I think his pitches are already good enough to play in the majors. Or at least they will be good enough to play in the majors. So I'm not worried about the pitching or the pitches aspect. Maybe we try to improve his stuff, actually. Let's see. Increase velocity. So he doesn't even have one for stamina. Maybe that's endurance. Pitch deeper into games. Okay. So our scout. Let's try to improve his control, actually. Okay, let's go with the control. It's only a medium difficulty too, so it's pretty likely it hits. Okay, so we have our two prospect guys on the major league roster. Let's go with Jackson Merrill. So in his case, he had a 9.2% walk rate. That's plenty playable in the majors. His big issue looks like was his power. He just didn't hit for any. So let's try to improve his power. Let's see. Okay, increase home run power. That we generate bat speed. Okay, let's generate bat speed with Jackson Merrill. Try to make him a bit more of a slugger. I mean, 7 home runs is not really going to cut it. Only 26 extra base hits. We could also improve his outfield defense and make him a center fielder, but I think we'll probably put Tatis out there anyway. Yeah, even if you go into a 65 range, he's really not playing there. But let's go with Tatis, and let's see if we can improve. Improve his defense. Oops, I broke the game by doing that. Sorry, I'm being really quiet. I'm trying to read all this stuff. And this is a short one too, so hold on, let me do this. improve their arm strength, range, and generate ability in right field. Or we try to make him a better hitter because he didn't really have a great season offensively. The strikeout rate was fine. The walk rate was fine. Let's try to improve his quality of contact. So we're going with a lot of long-term ones here, which is fine. Okay, and then what else do we have for like young pitching? Do we have much? Not really. A lot of our guys are old. They're going to be free agents pretty soon. Joe Musgrove's not a bad guy to target just because he's under contract. But let's go down to the minors. Dylan Lesko is one of our top prospects, 20th overall in baseball. So his big issue, I think, it's probably going to be control. He walked 4.3 guys per 9, so let's try to improve his control. And we have one more spot. We could go with our first-round pick, Dylan Head. Or what? He wasn't a first-round pick. Yeah, he was in 2023. And he has no power upside. That's crazy. Go with Hagen Smith, who was a first-round pick for us this year. His big issue is also control. He's on our AAA roster. See, I would do Graham Pauley, but he's already a really good player. Like there's really nothing we can do there. Let's see. Who are our youngest guys? Randy Vasquez. Try to improve his stamina. He's already a pretty good arm. I don't really know if that's worth it, though. This is tough. This is tough. Didn't expect this to take so long. Jacob Marcy's not really a high upside player. DeFries, he kind of went down in our... Oh, he's still number 75 prospect in baseball. Let's try to improve his power upside. Looks like that hasn't really developed. He only had 4 home runs in rookie ball. Let's do DeVries. Try to improve his defense, maybe. Let's do his defense. We'll have one slot for adding other guys as the offseason goes on. Then we'll have these 5 long-term ones. So I think that's actually pretty good. I like that. So we'll roll with it. See what happens. And we'll update as the offseason goes on. But besides that, I'm going to jump off, offer some arbitration contracts, and we'll come back and update. All right, so probably going to wrap the episode here. Just because, this is kind of running a little bit longer. The beginning of the offseason took longer than I expected. So this is a trade that I'm considering. So the thing about our long-term finances is not really going to be too pretty when we get out to like 2027. We have 191 already committed. I guess that's including arbitration as well, but we can consider that 191 $20 million more than we already are spending right now, just based on Machado's contract going up, Tatis's contract going up, Bogarts, Musgrove, Darvish still on the books. So really, that year is going to be killer. We still have Robert Suarez on the books. I cannot trade him, unfortunately. We just got to hope for a bounce back from him. But, and Matsui's on the books too. So there's a lot of money that year. Campusano, also another guy who's due for big raises in arbitration. We don't even know if he's going to be our starting catcher. So I landed on this trade. I was looking around for trades for Cronenworth. Nobody wants him, obviously. He's so expensive. He doesn't play good defense besides at first base. He did steal 31 bases this year, which I didn't even see until I went in and was looking at some trades. But, he's about a league average hitter as a first baseman. Put up 1.7 WAR. Just completely unspectacular over at first base. We can get this production from, minor leaguers, Martorella or that Perez guy down in AAA. So Cronenworth, when we get down long term, he's making probably too much money to justify a $12 million tag when he's 36 years old. So I'm kind of anxious to get rid of him. I like Cronenworth in real life, but he's not very valuable and out of the park. So I went to the Yankees because they were mostly interested when I threw Campusano in. Campusano, I don't want to get rid of. Obviously, he had an awesome season. He was one of our better hitters down the stretch, but he's not. We're going to bank on Ethan Salas being our catcher long term and probably going into next season. So Campusano long term doesn't really have a spot on this team. So I'm okay giving him up, and he, as you saw, he's due for big raises in arbitration as he approaches that. He's already making 3.4 in his first year, so he can be approaching 15 million when he's finally ready to hit free agency. So that's more money potentially off the books. Yuki Matsui also in this trade. He didn't have his FIP minus is 92. ERA plus was 78. It's horrible. He had a really bad season, but I still think he could be a good arm. I'm not necessarily anxious to get rid of him, but that is going to be, $6.5–7 million in a few years when we need that money. 2027, I'm looking at especially. So, if we can get out of the $6.5 million, it's going to save us a lot. And we're also throwing Tirso Ornelas in, who really crushed AAA and AA last year and earned his spot in the majors. Played well when he was up there, made our playoff roster. So not a guy I really want to get rid of, but I'm not going to leave him out to not make this trade work. So in return, we'll be getting $1 from the Yankees, basically. Nothing. Just getting rid of Cronenworth, giving them Campusano, Matsui, and Ornelas to do so. So, again, I'm going to end the episode here. If anyone has any thoughts, I'm leaning toward yes, I'm going to do this. It just makes a lot of sense considering where we are at catcher, where we are with value at first base, and where we're going to be money-wise in a few years when Campusano and Cronenworth are probably going to be making close to, $30 million, $25 million that season. We scrap that money, essentially. I could probably even get them down even farther, but I don't want to cheese them too much. And, yeah, I don't really want to get rid of any of these guys particularly. I like this McClaughtrey guy, so I'm not getting rid of him. Adam Mazur is nice too. So yeah, I'll eat the 15%. That's fine. About $1.5 million a year, close to $2 million for the next however many years that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Yeah, it's $72 million over the next 6 years that we're gonna be spending. So that being said, that is an option on the table. I think I'm gonna do it if no one has any objections to it. And I guess we look at the free agent market too, because that would open up some money this year as well. We have $11 million to play with right now. That's without taking into account our draft budget increase that I want to do. I think we're at like $8 million right now. I'd like to get that up to 12. Although we don't have to do that. That's not really necessary. But free agent market wise, there's some big names. Obviously, we're not in the market for Soto, unfortunately. Willie Adames probably outprices us too. There's this catcher who looks really good, but we don't need a catcher. He's just an international guy. But looking at some more value guys, Matt Chapman's out here. I don't really need a third baseman though. Position of need is going to be center field. Although if we do shift Tatis to center, which I'm totally for, you just want to go glove in right field, by the way. I probably didn't deserve it, but I guess let's go through the awards really quick. But yeah, I think an outfielder will be a need. And, if we do trade Cronenworth, the first base will be a need too. But that's something easily you can find. But go through awards. We didn't have a ton. Gold Gloves, we did have Tatis in right field. I looked at Dylan Cruz. He played 84 games first off. And second off, in the majors, he put up a negative 10.7 zone rate in center field and won the Gold Glove. So that's good. That's really makes sense. Reliever of the year, we didn't really have anyone competing. Hitters of the year, definitely did not have anyone competing for Silver Sluggers. AL Rookie of the Year, Wyatt Langford, NL Jackson Churio. Our guys, Jackson Merrill or Graham Pauley, did not get any votes. Stephen Vogt, AL Manager, Oliver Marmol wins in the NL. Shane Bieber, AL Cy Young, and Spencer Strider, NL Cy Young. Aaron Judge and Acuna win the MVPs. Okay, so going back to options in the outfield. There's not really a ton. Max Kepler apparently wants a ton of money. He had a good year. More value guys. You got like Alex Verdugo out here, not a bad player. Looks like he got traded back to Boston midseason. After crushing it for the Yanks, man. He only had 80 play appearances in 58 games. That's crazy. But that'd be a great value signing. $6.7 million. And righty-leftiness, we're pretty balanced, so we can afford to bring in either one. So Verdugo definitely on the top of my list. Anthony Santander, more of a hitting specialist. Verdugo good defensively as well. Trent Grisham, guy I always like. Bring him back to San Diego after a miserable season in New York. Negative .6 WAR, 52 WRC plus. But he only wants a minor league deal. I mean, that's all he wants. I'm gonna throw him an offer right now because I love me some Trent Grisham. We can bring back Kevin Kiermaier, Manny Margot. Cedric Mullins only wants a little bit of money. Coming off a rough season as well. He really hasn't been the same since his breakout season in 21. So yeah, there's a ton of outfield options. I wasn't even counting in the trade market, whoever comes out there. And, if we go to first base, like, we can find a dude out here. Alec Boehm for $2.6 million, sure. Like, let's do it. So there's plenty of first base options. You can always get someone there. And then, that probably going to need some arms, although we look pretty good. It'll be Vasquez or Brito in that 5 spot. We'll get rid of Matsui. I did bring back De Los Santos, $3.6 million. He was an ARB guy. It was a little high of a price point, but he had a really good season, so I brought him back. So we lose Matsui. We still have Suarez, Morejón, Groom as options. Also some other guys in the minors that I like. So, bullpen arm, not necessarily a big need. We'd probably go for like a cheaper option. Garrett Crochet he got non-tender. That's wild. After that season, holy crap. I'm going to go offer him a deal right now. He's having a crazy year as a starter right now. I wonder if I could sign him and then work on his stamina a little bit. Make him into a starter. That'd be cool. But yeah, pitching's not really a huge need. We have guys. We were really good. We're second run scored last year. We really just need some offense and some guys to improve. Like Tatis has got to play better. Machado needs to be somewhat better. He was okay. We just had a lot of okay hitters last year. Hopefully bringing in Ethan Salas will help that out. Having Graham Pauley up here the whole year. Hopefully Rosario can keep it up. Getting Bogarts back. I forgot all about him. Like, we missed Xander Bogaerts in that postseason. I didn't forget about him, but, he was kind of an afterthought because he was going to be out that series anyway. So, yeah, you put Bogarts back in here, and like this lineup looks pretty good. So we'll just have to figure that out. But that'll wrap up the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know about that trade, any free agents you think we should sign, or anything like that. So, yeah, thank you. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.